So welcome to our February 2025 call. Thank you guys for hanging in there with us and being supportive. We know it's been a little bit of a journey, especially this last year or so. As you can see, I know, Lori had said last year that we were going to be moving from Women in Teams Women 365. As now she's kind of helping with the whole M365 stack, which is really great. And so we're going to follow suit. And so we're going to talk a little bit about what that means and what that looks like. And we really just decided to make this call a little bit of an AMA. And so I've got some slides, but they're really just to keep us on track. So feel free to chat, ask questions, discuss with us. This is really kind of a group-led thing, but I wanted to make sure that everybody could kind of have the opportunity to talk through this with us and kind of understand where we're headed and why we're headed there, and give us some feedback too. We'd be really open to that. So that said, and I've got stuff on these monitors, so I really apologize if I look away, but I'm just trying to keep up with the right places. I got you guys here and I got the slides there. So we're going to basically kind of give a quick overview of what we're trying to do, why we're doing this, what's changing and why. We're going to talk about the new Teams community version and what that means and how it's going to help us. And then basically just give some open floor for us to talk about what we're doing and let you guys give us feedback and ask questions. So welcome to Women in soon to be M365. We're working behind the scenes on getting the branding all updated, getting the content migrated. It's going to be a little bit of a clunky journey for the next couple months because remember, this is a volunteer organization. It's all community led. So we're all doing it around our day jobs as we can. And so this session was really designed basically for us to talk about it and to allow you guys to ask questions and just do a really nice kind of informal AMA. So I'm going to look in to see who's on here. Rachel and I and Kathy Moyanow, we're all on the organizing committee. And you never know. I think Sarah Fennett also helps, and she's running a little late because she's got another commitment, but she will be here at some point. And Joy Apple kind of pops in and out and helps. Martina Gronk pops in and out and helps. Who am I missing? I don't have all my notes in front of me. I know. Anyways, if I missed somebody, I'm so sorry.
I'm running through in my brain.
Anyways, so this group is really the group of people who have been behind the scenes, kind of just, giving some time. If you guys would also like to help us in our clunky extra work adventure, and you're like, I too would love to give up, maybe a couple hours a month to help us be more successful, feel free to message one of us and let us know and you to our very exciting committee planning meetings. And you too could have an exciting task to participate in the new Women in M365 world. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for helping us. Thank you guys for giving your time. Rachel makes sure we all know what's going on. So I really appreciate that. She does a great job of that. So this Women in Teams got put together, as many of you guys know, because Lori really wanted a way to participate in the ecosystem at a community level, but she felt very passionately that women were not represented, and this, this was a big deal to her. And so she said, hey, how about we put something special together? It's not for women, it's led by women. And this is something I want to be real clear as we, update our Women in M365 stuff, is that we are not saying that this is for women or limited to women. It is led by women, which is a very different statement because the idea there is that we're leading it for the community, but it is women led and women run so that women have the opportunity to participate, to network, to do things that in general maybe they don't feel as comfortable doing as they would in the regular mainstream world. And once again, not limiting it to that, but we're just trying to basically make sure that there is an opportunity there and that it's targeted in tone and style and things like that. So one of the things that you'll notice around Women in Teams is that we tried really hard to have a little bit of a feminine look. So a lot of that was softer and more pastel-y and things like that, because sometimes we do find in branding that if it's heavily male, that tends to be hard and it tends to be cold. And that has moved. A lot of that has changed, especially over the last 4 or 5 years. But that was actually one of the things Lori and I talked about very originally, was really kind of adding that kind of feminine vibe to everything, just to make sure that we feel safe in that space. So that's kind of the background. Lori led it for a couple of years. She is so amazing that she got so busy that she just kind of ran out of time to do it, and really struggled with that, and was really kind of, a little bit heartbroken that she didn't have as much time to do it as she wanted. And so her and I chatted, and she said, "Hey, I would really love somebody to pick this up and carry the torch, and I just don't have the bandwidth to give to it as much as I would like to." So her and I worked together to kind of transition over, and Joy Apple and I kind of took that on. And then we've had a few other people that have expressed interest in participating. And so we've brought those people into the fold. And then over the last couple of years, we've just kind of kept Lori's original vision kind of going, but we knew that there was kind of needs for more different, especially kind of post-pandemic stuff. And as we've broadened the M365 ecosystem, we've really started thinking about, how could we expand this to be more inclusive and more welcoming, and let everybody feel like they have a place here. So Lori and I chatted about it last year, and we all agreed, yes, it was the right thing. And so we then basically said, okay, we're going to switch from women in teams to women in M365. There is already a Women in Power Platform group that does exist. And so ultimately, we're not trying to compete with them or anything like that, but really they're kind of people who are kind of more focused on Power Platform. And this group is going to be people who are more focused on the M365 ecosystem. But that's not to say that at some point in the future that we will work side by side and try to come up with maybe an entire group that maybe we can all meet together. I also personally said that I really feel like we need to have like a dance off or something, like I feel like there needs to be some sort of a riff off at some point between the Power Platform and the M365 at some conference in the future. Just saying, I'm just putting it out there. I think it'd be fun. Yes, we definitely should invite them to present. In fact, I think it'd be great for us to cross promote and cross present with each other. I think that'd be super cool. So once again, not saying that we're trying to like really compete with them, except for if it's like a riff off of some sort, and then we definitely need to compete with them. Okay, so goals for this, like I said, we're really trying to be transparent about this, which is why I'm a little nervous. Typically, I'm very prepared and I know what I'm going to talk about. And today I'm just kind of not. So you get to see a little bit nervous sharing coming in, because we're being transparent, we're trying to be open with you guys. We really want your feedback. We really want to all work on this together. All right, so I'm going to skip past this. As you can see, I use ChatGPT and Copilot to help me make this deck, because I too am crazy busy, and it did a decent job, but maybe a little bit more than I needed. Okay, so what's changing and why? Really, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the same group. We're just renaming it, but we're renaming it with the purpose of two things. Number one, switching from a group for women to a group that's led by women. So that's number one. And number two is expanding to not feel like we're kind of, only talking to the teams group, but we're also talking to anybody that wants to participate or focus on the M365 stack. The most important part about this is that we're going to try a platform change, which I know is a little bit scary for all of us. So if you guys are not aware, there is a brand new free, 100% free personal Teams community platform. So think about replacing like Facebook groups or LinkedIn groups or WhatsApp. It's got a lot of the same qualities. And to get to it, it's really easy inside your existing Teams tenant. And don't do this right this second, or you will literally end your calls. I'm just telling you now. But if you go in Teams at the top right where you're logged in and you click on that, it will drop down and there's going to be a little add an account button. And you can add a personal account, not a work account, and it will help you to set up your the personal community side of Teams. and it can coexist. So you can like have both of them open on your computer. It can coexist on your phone. You can swap in and out of each one. It kind of appears just like a different sign in, but when you switch over to that, it's going to look different. Yes, Sherry, you're going to school me on this because this would be super helpful.
Yeah, I can't chat, or I'd put it in the chat. I'm sorry to interrupt.
You're
You
fine.
can also, if you're in the browser, you can just do it. The browser comes up in a business account as teams.microsoft.com. If you just change that to teams.live.com, that's also the community version.
Thank you
Except
so much.
I just actually requested that to be a Teams feature. Can I pick which with the account I'm working in? So yeah, anyway, in
except
the
where
browser.
you're blocking it from work.
Yeah, except for, yeah, exactly.
So I will lose
There's that.
access to doing all that stuff because I'm not going to be able to use any of the live stuff.
Okay.
Will the web
And-
work?
No, totally blocked to get to any of the consumer grade stuff.
Or your
Oh,
mobile,
thanks.
can you do it on your mobile device?
No, I have mobile application management in play, so I can't do that either. I'd have to switch over to a personal computer. Just be aware.
Okay. No. And so we're going to talk about this a little bit, but reason for the move. We feel like this is a better offering. We are very aware that there are additional risks that come with asking people to do it on the personal side versus the work side. And those are some of the original risks that I brought up with the Teams team, honestly. So, you know, we started this journey. I've been working with them as a pilot group for a year and a half, 2 years now. And we met for this particular group a couple months ago. And the very first thing that I did was met with Mabel, who's actually in the team, and said, okay, here's our list of risks. And she said, okay, let me know what those are, and we will try to solve them as quickly as we can. So we can bring that up and we can talk about options of ways that we can get around that. My guess is one of the options might just be that we're going to share the link for the meeting out somewhere else. And maybe you'll just be able to join the meeting. And maybe the only way you'll be able to participate in the community aspect is at home or on a personal device. I don't think it will keep you from being able to join the meetings. I think the limitation will probably be around the community development part, which
I just won't be able to, I won't be able to log into anything. So as long as it's allowing, you know, regular access to a Teams meeting, that's fine. I can join wherever. It's just a matter of not being able to get to the actual underlying team.
Okay. No, that's really great feedback. And Kathy's on the call, so she can hear you saying it.
Yeah, and I'm on the calling management or calling meetings and devices team in Teams on the customer experience team. So, you know, Sharon, as you're meeting with these people, start pulling me in and see what I
Yes.
can do.
Absolutely. And so in our new team that we've got in the community team, we do have a channel for feedback. And the product team is watching that channel so that we can give them direct, immediate feedback. And the hope with that, well, the promise with that is that they are going to prioritize and take action on it as quickly as possible. Basically, because I know this is going to sound really funny, but they would like the Women in M365 community to stay inside of a Microsoft product. So we're doing everything we can to make that happen, and they're doing everything they can to make that happen. So I really, you know, I'm really hoping we can use this as a great opportunity to be able to provide that direct feedback and maybe make everything a little bit better. So we are transitioning to this one because it's a completely free product. That way there is no question about who needs a license, who doesn't need a license, who needs to manage it, how it needs to be managed. It is designed to be a community platform first and foremost. So therefore nobody should have to worry about who has which licenses, whether or not you're a guest. It doesn't matter. None of it matters because it's all designed to be a free tool. In addition, the tools that are there, they're a little bit easier to use. Assuming that we can solve some of those other problems, hopefully, you know, they'll make that a little bit easier. But for those of you who don't have some of those blocks in place, theoretically, this should solve some of the external guest, unverified, unknown, unlicensed issues that we're running into in the community tenant. The nice thing is we still do have the community tenant. It's not going anywhere. We will probably use it as a fallback. Our goal and our hope is to start piloting the new one in the next couple of months. And so what will happen is we will allow you guys to start participating in there. We will probably keep the meetings over here for a little bit longer until we know for sure that everything's working over there. And then our hope is that by the summer, we can get all of the major problems addressed. We can move people over and we can come up with, ways to solve any existing issues that come up. But our hope, and so far my experience personally, is that it's going to be a little bit easier to maneuver and manage for the things that we need for this particular group. So we're hoping that that is the case. So to be able to access the new platform, I will send an email out. I would put it in, I can put a link in chat, but I know a lot of people don't even have access to chat. So I think it's probably best. I'll just follow up. I will send an email out to anybody who is on the call, basically, and I'll post a note in the Teams as well. That way it goes both directions. I will grab the link and I will send it out to everybody that's on there, just because I know I have owner access to all of that, and that way everybody at least will get a link to the group. And the ask is that you guys just simply click on the link, join the group in the new team, check it out, look at your way around, and in the feedback channel, provide any risks, issues, frustrations, feedback, constructive criticism, and also wins, so that we can spend the next couple of months while we migrate over trying to make sure that that is a home that everybody wants to live in. And so we'll play over there. I'm hoping that the day-to-day experience for most people is going to be far better, and we're going to get over there probably faster than we think. And hopefully it won't be too many issues that are outstanding. So I kind of walked through it. Sorry, I didn't click the button. So I'll send that information out, but yeah, basically I think this is gonna be a little bit better. Plus you guys get to see the community version. You can use it for yourselves if you want, for anything else you do. The idea with this is just that, it's an alternative to some of the other platforms that are out there that will continue to stay within the Microsoft ecosystem. So like I mentioned, you must use a personal account. It has to be a Microsoft associated account. So just, kind of take a look at which account you do want to use. Be aware and be ready for that. One of the things they did get added was that we can do phone numbers, so much like WhatsApp. That was one of the big things that I was like, oh, when Mabel and I were chatting, she's like, well, how do you add people? I was like, honestly, WhatsApp's been great because I can just add their phone number. Everybody has a phone number. Then they can decide how they want to use it. And voila, we can now add by phone number. So that's been a great addition recently. So the really nice thing is once we do use that, one option is worst case scenario, you're not entirely sure which email you want to use. We can always send it to a phone number and then you can decide later. You can also align different accounts with your Microsoft Live account. So remember, this is all that live stuff. So you can associate other accounts with your live account, but just remember whatever your primary account is has to be a personal account. If you need help setting up your access, getting in, then just let us know. Happy to support you. Rachel and Kathy and I would love to support you in whatever way you need. If we need to hop on a call, if we need to answer questions, if we need to send you links, just let us know and we will do anything we can to help you kind of get on there. I'm hoping that it's going to be an easier experience. So far, my experience has been easier. I don't know, Rachel, how do you feel?
It's definitely it's been good. I think the only thing is there's like a couple things that I need to put in for feedback. Like we all missed an organizer meeting because ladies, I was dancing around in my kitchen drinking a glass of wine and realized I missed the meeting. So I texted Sharon with like embarrassment.
And Sharon responded with, I know, we all missed the meeting because it was on our personal account, not on our work account. And so nobody saw it.
I even made my husband an appointment to attend this meeting.
Yeah. So now we are definitely learning that that cross account collaboration, and that we might need to make a different meeting on our work calendar to point us back to the original meeting. It's good feedback and good learning, but we'll definitely learn from that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So, outside, I know that's like the big piece, right? Is we're switching platforms. Yay, scary. But as far as community impact, so as we move into the Women in M365, I'm really like excited to do new things. So if you guys want to participate in any way, shape, or form, so maybe you want to volunteer to help on the committee. Maybe you want to speak this year or next year. Maybe you want to mentor somebody in the community. Maybe you've got opportunities for, somebody who can participate with us. I know, the Teams team has been super supportive as a partner in all of this. I'm excited to expand out to more product group areas and start being like, hey, come tell us about your stuff. I think we'd love to see that. If you've got specific things that you'd like to do, or you would like somebody, you're like, hey, I really think that this would be something that would be helpful for me. I would really love to hear that. I'd love for you to send it in, let us know, because then that way we will definitely get you on the list. And like I said, I'd be happy to include you on our super exciting planning calls. And we do have, we still have the Women in Teams Sessionize. So if anybody wants to speak, you just have to fill out the Sessionize form. And then we go through that every couple months. I would say we kind of pop through there and clean it up and then put people on the plan, which in fact is one of the things that we're going to do in our next planning meeting, is make sure that we've got the next probably the rest of the year. Hopefully we'll get that kind of booked out so we know who our speakers are. That doesn't mean there's not room for more. Oftentimes what will happen is we'll select a community speaker, which will often be maybe a 30-minute session or a 40-minute session. And then we really try to get a Microsoft person as well, so that we kind of have balance, and maybe one from the community, one from Microsoft. So there's always space. Maybe we have a Microsoft person, but not a community person. Maybe we have a community person, not a Microsoft person. There's always opportunity for us to have another person on there. So if you're like, oh, I'm sure you're probably already booked, I promise you, we probably have opportunities. And people always, have things come up, or they get sick, or something changes, and then they message me and they're like, I'm so sorry, Sharon, I said I would speak on this date, but now I can't. And then so I'm always looking for a backup of somebody who said they could speak around the same time, and reaching out and saying, hey, this person can't do it, but can you do it? So don't feel like just because the schedule is made means that there's not opportunity. Make sure that if you would like to participate, you would like to speak on a topic, to let us know, and then we'll make sure to get you in there. All right. You like I look at this. It preceded questions. That's a great topic. So I'm going to skip past this one and we'll do that one last. Timeline for changes. So stay informed. We're going to try to get everything moved over. Like I said, we're going to pilot out this new Teams platform over the next couple of months. We're going to basically kind of play it by ear for the next couple of months, just because this is brand new and we're not entirely sure how everything's going to roll. If we get to a point where basically everything's pretty successful on the other side, we'll make a notification. We'll definitely put something in the existing Teams community where it's at, to keep you guys apprised of where we're at and what's going on. We'll definitely let you know once the meetings formally switch over, and we'll still leave information in the existing one, so that if you pop in there, you're like, wait, what's going on? Hopefully it'll still have that information to point you to the right place. So just kind of keep up with us. We'll share out as best as we can. One of the things we talked about as a group was creating some sort of like a newsletter or upcoming information. So hopefully we'll be able to put something like that together, where even if we can just post out basic information and some updates, that will happen. So we're hoping for that. And if anybody wants to help me make a newsletter on literally no related tangent, then let me know and I have a spot for you. Completely unrelated.
You're fishing.
Right? Yeah, right. Anybody wants to make a newsletter. All right. Okay, that's all I've got there. So I'm gonna stop sharing this, and I just want to open the floor. About 30 minutes. So I want to open the floor. You guys feel free, if you want to have your cameras and mics on, that's great. If not, I totally get it. I'm not going to camera shame anybody, but if you guys want to pop on and say hi, you can. If you have specific questions about this, I would love to answer them to the best of my ability. Rachel's here, Kathy's here, Sherry knows a ton about Teams in general.
Mm-hmm.
So what questions do you guys have around this?
I have a question. So Facebook, is that a place where you guys will have most of the updates, all of that stuff, or is there going to be another avenue like, emails other than, I guess I'm asking is if you post to something in Facebook, is something also going to be posted via email?
We have been trying to be multimodal, meaning that basically Rachel's been helping me with social media, but basically we've been trying to say we have one message and we want it to go out to all the different avenues we have. So we have a handle on Twitter, we have a Facebook group, we have a LinkedIn group, we have the team. Am I missing anything?
No, it's actually going to ask in this meeting too if people use things like Blue Sky, Threads, or Instagram, if that would be helpful to go across all those platforms. It's the same message I like literally put on each one.
Yeah, are we
Right,
missing any
right,
platforms
yeah.
that you guys would like? So Ruth, are you saying that you would value email over other things or?
No, I was just asking. I probably would say LinkedIn over and LinkedIn and Twitter maybe over Facebook. Sometimes Facebook just exhausts me, which I'm sure it exhausts all of us. But
Totally with Ruth on
LinkedIn,
that one.
yeah, LinkedIn is kind of a close second there, but at times. But I think that would be a good place to go. But then that kind of goes into play of if you only use a personal account, then that might not necessarily work with LinkedIn, but that may work with Facebook or Twitter. I don't know. Just depends on how
Yeah,
people update it. But yeah, that was all I was just asking was one message, several platforms, and you answered that. So thank you.
I maintain a personal and a business Facebook because my family doesn't understand what's appropriate to tag and not tag me in on social media.
There's a
Um,
setting for that.
Yeah, so if you ever find me twice, that's why. But I don't know. LinkedIn is, I think, is probably because it's the professional platform generally, right?
Mhm.
I think it's probably the big one for me. But again, too many logins, too many accounts for things. Places. The good thing is you have lots of places to look. The bad thing is you have lots of places to look.
So I just posted the LinkedIn group in chat if you're not part of the LinkedIn group.
Oh yeah.
And if you want me to invite you, if you're connected with me on LinkedIn, I should be able to. Yeah, Ruth, I don't see you in here. And it says something went wrong, probably because it's being a dumb.
Well, I did put accept.
Oh, well, maybe
So,
like
I
I
don't know.
said, maybe it's just being.
It might be it could be a job thing, right? The job that goes in the background.
Yeah, it could be. I'll take a look at it and see
Okay.
if maybe there's something outstanding. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, hey, there you are. You're stuck in my approvals. Hang on.
Sure. Tell me how you feel.
Yeah, weird. Super weird. There you go. Okay. So if
Okay.
anybody else needs to be let in, if you get hung up on something, just let me know. For the most part, I have the power to click the button on most of these things.
Okay.
So there is a LinkedIn group, there's a Facebook group, there is a Twitter group. If you want us to have another group, let us know. And
Mhm.
we can do our best to add it, or at least have a presence there. That's one of the reasons I was thinking about kind of the newsletter idea, was that way it kind of, this is going to sound really dumb and I'm experiencing this across a lot of our community stuff, but like then we just don't have to pick which platform it is because email is email. Good and bad. But it's just one more, omni channel that you don't have to really think about. You just know if they have an email address, I can send it to you. So that's one of the things I was thinking is essentially if we have something super simple that basically has the same information that we're putting out on the groups, that we're putting into an email format as well, that just makes things a little bit easier.
I may sound old school, but I do read newsletters, like the ones I get from your company and the ones, from Ask and Praxis or Simpraxis.
Yeah.
But you know, I read those because they're like little snippets to keep everything up to date. So yeah, I think that's not a
No,
bad
good.
idea.
I think that's great. I love newsletters too. I love things that come out that have information that can kind of let me know what's going on. Sometimes you're like, wait, how did I miss that?
Hmm.
Yep.
Falls through the cracks on the algorithms everywhere. And so it's just nice to get it direct, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Good feedback. What else?
It's funny. I just jumped into LinkedIn, and this is more of a question, I think, for Kathy. We have that Women IT Pros group. Should we post? Because we got 600 and something people in there.
Yeah, we should. And
Yeah.
this is definitely expanding more to that. And yeah, Women
Yeah.
IT Pros is pretty much snoozing right now. So yeah,
Yeah. We did good for like a little while there.
we did. Yeah.
There's room for everybody. It's all good.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people in there because that Kathy started it, and then it was Ignite, what, 2018 or something like that when that started. So
2019 is when we had the brunch,
Yes.
but we were already running things in 2018. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Grab some more people.
Yeah,
Especially
and
now that
hopefully,
it's M365, I think we're gonna get more people.
well, I was gonna say, hopefully we get the branding updated here in the next little bit, and that'll also kind of open it up a little bit because I think it will keep people from feeling like, oh, well, that's only Teams, not everything. And
Yeah.
so Hal said, anything planned for the summit? I'm assuming you're talking about MVP Summit. And we are talking about trying to do a meetup for those of you that are going to MVP Summit. I specifically asked Lori about that, and have not received any specific feedback yet, but I will chat with her and see if we can make, even if it's just extracurricular, make something happen.
If nothing else, I can book a conference room.
Treehouse.
Treehouse is harder to book, but
It doesn't
There
fit as many
are-
people.
there are a couple of really cool, just kind of special rooms in some of the other buildings that I can look into booking.
Yeah. Yeah. If you'd love to help me with that, with the liaisoning of all of that, that would be lovely.
Yep.
Sorry, Kathy. I'm not used to having somebody so present and helpful. It's great.
And on the inside.
That's great. Yeah, let us know. That'd be lovely.
Well, we all have a DE&I commitment that we have to do. And I've been doing our internal Women of Teams, but I'm adding this as part of my commitment. So
100%. That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, I'm going to stick around basically till everybody's done and gets all their questions answered. I don't want to make you feel, trapped for the whole hour, but I am really excited and happy to see all of you, and hope to see you at some event near you soon. I need to publish my tour schedule, so we can pop in and have lunch with people as I go. But I'll be around. Yeah.
what I learned from the Women of SharePoint with that, and we should be definitely talking to Women of SharePoint, and I don't know if they're doing much these days. I don't even know who's organized it. I saw Kathy Dew's message. She's leaving Microsoft. But what I learned from them is on the first day, there's usually some kind of a reception at the expo. And so what they do is announce to everybody, hey, we're going to get together for a group photo. And just that simple thing, totally free, especially, if it's a reception that someone else is paying the drinks for, but you would get
Mhm.
people together, people had someone to talk to, and then they would notice through the rest of the conference that people were sitting together and, going to sessions together. And that started really building. And they said that was a key factor in the Women of SharePoint success.
No, that's a great idea. I do know, so CommsB Next is a conference I do every year, and one of the reasons I have continued to do it is because they're very supportive of this community. And every year they do something. We will typically have like a separate luncheon or a separate event, where we get to do things, and I really appreciate for exactly that reason, right? We get together, we see each other, and then everybody kind of knows who to talk to, kind of going forward, especially in the UC space. Where it's even more heavily male. And so that's been fantastic. So yeah, maybe I'll try to, everywhere I go, I'll try to initiate that at the very beginning as much as I can. Yes, Sherry. Hi, Sarah.
Sorry, I'm off camera because I'm running around packing for a business trip.
You are fine.
Yeah. So anybody going to the MVP summit, since we're all here and we're all women, we're looking at potentially getting a 4-bedroom house and sharing it. Instead of paying $400 a night at the hotel. I don't know. Is there anybody interested that has a cancelable reservation that's going to be at the summit that wants to share a house? If they do, just ping me on the side. It's fine. Me at shortcutsherry.com, SHARI. And let me know.
Thanks for that.
And Sherry, I have one booked for probably one other male. So if you have anybody reach out about accommodations for men, just feel free to put them in touch with me.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Well, it was great to see you guys and have a fantastic afternoon. Let us know if you need anything.
Have a good week, y'all. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.